If you're still relying exclusively on UGC creators for your Facebook ad creatives, then you could be missing out big time. Because I've been making UGC ads with AI creators that have gone on to spend hundreds of thousands of dollars profitably on Meta for a fraction of the cost, and they convert just as well, if not better. I'm going to show you my full process for creating AI UGC from the research at the beginning all the way through to the edit at the end. So today we're going to make an ad for a brand called The Perfect Jean. They make jeans for guys that don't crush your nuts. They are great jeans. I love them very much. I've made a ton of videos on this channel about my research process and the depths that I go to. I'm actually going to base today's research off of existing ads or existing content out there. So we're going to start off by going to the organic feed. So I'm going through these pieces of content and I'm trying to determine which ones I can use as inspiration for my ads. Take this one, for example, 3.1 million views. 3.1 million people in our target demographic for some reason find this piece of content interesting and engaging. Now, it may be because of the creator, it may be because of the jeans, it may be because of his tone, it may be because of his body language, it may be because of millions of things. It could be the background, it could be the colors, like millions of, but something here is resonating with our audience, and that is an important piece of information. And by the way, I've just searched men's jeans. I could easily do this on, uncomfortable jeans or like jeans that crush your nuts or every other search term and find all the organic piece of content. And then just take the ones that feel like I could integrate the perfect jean into and go and get a creator. Like get this transcribed, put it through GPT and say, hey, recreate this script for the perfect jean, either as a full script or as a brief with talking points, and just send it out to the creator. Give them inspiration and say, hey, we want you to recreate this for our brand. I can't see how many times we've done that at my agency Adcrate, and it's resulted in a winning ad. Because like I said, something about this piece of content resonates with your audience. So that's one method that we could use. Or alternatively, I like to use a tool called AdSpy to see what's working for our competitors. So I'm going to jump in here now. Now the Perfect Jean do make great jeans, but they also make great tees. So you often find a brand that they're compared to a lot is True Classic. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to say the advertiser name equals True Classic. I'm going to say the media type is video, although we could do this for statics as well very easily. Sometimes I filter the dates to see like if old ads are coming up at the top here, I'll filter like 2024 and beyond or 2025 and beyond. But the rest of these filters I don't really play with. Now, here's where it gets interesting. You can see all of the ads that True Classic have put out. What I like to do is sort by shares. The reason I say shares is because we did a study internally in my company and we had a look at engagement metrics as a predictor of performance. Now, everyone in the ad space always tend to look at longest running, like how long ads been running, and correlates that to how well it's performing. I can tell you after looking at our ad accounts and then looking at how long externally it says that ad's been running for, there is almost zero correlation between how long an ad is running for and how well it's performing. And I personally know people who will run ads that haven't performed at $1 a day just to throw people like me or you off. So please don't look at how long an ad's been running for. That being said, engagement metrics usually are a pretty good indicator of performance. They're not perfect, but I did do it for a lot of our brands, and when I typed them into AdSpy and I sorted by shares, it picked out a very high percentage of our top performers. So not gonna be perfect, but you can get a good gauge on what's working for your competitors. And by the way, go and try it. Go into AdSpy and do it for your brand and see if it can pick out your top performers. The reason that I think it does this is pretty simple. I mean, if something's got more engagement, it's likely to have more scale and more spend behind it. Again, not a perfect correlation, but generally, and especially if something's got shares, if you share an ad, it doesn't necessarily make it a good ad, but people are not likely to share a bad ad. Hence why it can often, when you sort by shares, pick out the top performers. So here we are, we've got the top performers for True Classic. And I mean, look at that, 176,000 likes, 7,000 comments, 3,000 shows. There's no way this ad hasn't worked for them, because if it hasn't, they wouldn't have put this much scale behind it. So that's definitely an ad worth copying. This one looks more like a street interview. This one's a very easy one to copy. Again, 20,000 likes. So I'd probably go with this one or this one. This one's got a green screen, so I like this. Let's go for this. Yeah. I mean, yeah, 20,000 likes. Again, that's something that's probably achieved significant scale. Pretty simple, low production ad. with the voiceover and B-roll. Let's go and take this one here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to jump into here and I am going to download this ad like so. I'm going to head over to Gemini. You can use any transcription tool really, but I just like to use Gemini, and I'm going to transcribe this ad from True Classic. Okay, perfect. We've got our transcription. Now I want to head over to GPT and I'm going to say, here's a transcription for an ad for True Classic. Rewrite this ad from the solution. Rewrite this ad. You could say from the solution onwards, or you can just say rewrite this ad for the perfect gene. I'm just going to say the perfect gene. I want to give it the website if it wants to have a look at the website, although I have already given it a lot of context about the perfect gene previously, so my ChatGPT knows what the perfect gene is. Let's see how this comes out, because sometimes it does a good job, sometimes it doesn't. Okay, here we go. I may edit this slightly in a moment, but I'm going to take this for the time being and drop it into ArcAds. ArcAds is where we are going to create our AI UGC ad today. I have tried many AI UGC platforms. This one is by far the best in terms of actual AI creator output that feels the most realistic and hardest to tell they are actually AI. So I'm going to go to create a new video. I'm going to type my script here. Okay, now let's go and choose some actors. This is where ArcAds really comes into its own. They've got over 600 AI actors, way more diverse of a library than any other tool that I've seen. And I love that they've got tags on the side here. I mean, you can filter by everything: emotions, skin tones, accessories, situation, obviously like demographics at the top here. So obviously we're gonna want a male. If I wanted to, I could filter by hooks, like ones that are special for hooks. Like for example, this guy's opening the fridge here. This guy's jumping in, actually looks like he's in a pair of jeans, which is pretty cool for what we're doing. He's jumping on the bed here. So these are some cool ones. You could even do two separate ones here where you did like this guy for the hook, and then a different like non-hook one for the rest of the script. So we're gonna go for a HD girl who is, say, a young adult.
Hey you, welcome to our cats.
Let's pick her. So then what it's going to allow you to do is approve your voiceover before you go and click generate. We usually have the speed set to 1.1, 1.15, depending on the creator. Stability and clarity will usually leave the same, but you just got to keep tinkering until you find the output that you are happy with. What you can also do is use the speech-to-speech tool, which is incredibly effective. And we have had a lot of winning ads that have come from this as well, where you can say the script into the mic, and then it will take that, and in your tonality with your inflections, it will project that onto the creator in their voice, which is very powerful, especially if you feel like you can authentically speak on the script that you're executing on. I'm fine with this though, so I'm gonna go ahead and click generate, and I will return once it's ready. So here we are, we have our completed video from ArcAds. I'm going to download that, and I'm going to take it over to CapCut, which is where we're going to do our edit today. So let's upload our creative. Great. So if we want to execute a green screen ad like this one here, all we have to do is come into CapCut, press this, Smart Tools, and we're going to remove our background. Let CapCut remove it. It usually does a pretty good job first time around. And then we're just going to pull in some B-roll, add some transcription, and the ad will be pretty much good to go. It doesn't really not going to take long at all. Got it. There we go. And I'm just going to make sure that there is no background on that. And we can make that smaller, put it in the corner, and actually pull in some B-roll here. So I've got some B-roll I'm going to upload from our asset library. And in the meantime, while those upload, let's go down here and get the transcript. So I'm going to go to transcript. Okay, and it's going to transcribe the ArcAds video. Once I've got this, I am going to press auto captions, And here we go. I can pick the style for my captions. I can pick where they go. I am going to pick the preset TikTok style text. Keep it super simple and just put it in the middle. We just have to go through and do that for each one of our captions. And they are all sorted. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to pull in some B-roll to finish off this ad. But before I do that, just to make it feel a little bit more authentic, I am actually going to split up the video clip a couple of times. And then I am going to switch the sides of the green screen creator to make it feel that little bit more organic. So I'm just going to do that. I'm going to split it twice inside of here. And for this one here, I'm just going to take and move over the other side. And that's going to look like this in the final ad. It just feels a little bit more like you would see on the organic feed rather than keep her in the same spot for the whole ad. Anyway, I'm gonna go and add the B-roll and I'll be back in a sec. All right, so with a little bit of work inside of CapCut, here is what I have come up with. Let me just quickly add a song onto here. Let's just go and pick Sunrise, drag that over and reduce the volume to say -20. Perfect. Let's see what we've come up with inside of CapCut.
If a man wears this, he's definitely getting lucky tonight. Most jeans are either super baggy, too stiff, or have a terrible wash. But there's nothing sexier than a man wearing the perfect jean. They're made with ultra-soft, 4-way stretch fabric, designed to mold and lift your butt, so they never sag around your midsection. Plus, they're made for guys of all shapes and sizes. Head to the Perfect Jean NYC today to get your pair.
Pretty decent. Like, it's not a perfect ad, but I'd launch it and I want to see how it does. Like, yes, the B-roll could be improved. The script could probably be a little better as well. But that's based on a winner, or like what we think is a winner for True Classic. So I'd want to get that in and the ad account and see how it does. If I had more time, I'd probably brush out the B-roll and choose better clips. But for the sake of this video, I think it's a pretty good video that we just put together. And the cool thing is, if this ad works inside the ad account, we can go back into ArcAds and we can just duplicate this script and get it shot by a load of different creators. Those of you who have watched the channel before know how effective it can be when you take a winning ad and just get it reshot by different creators. I can just duplicate the ad and I can go into edit actors and I can choose any of these actors. I can go to the male actors to get them to recreate a guy's POV of this. I can get other female actors. I could think about turning this into a different style of ad. We could turn it into an interview. We could turn it into a podcast. We can have a news anchor cover it. Like, there's so many different opportunities here off the back of this one ad once you found something that works for barely any extra work. And that's why I love ArcAds. If you do want to give it a try, click the link in the description because it helps us take our ad production process down from about 2 hours to minutes. And it's not something that you want to be using for every single ad because you obviously want diversity inside the account. And this is one specific style. Like, you're not gonna be able to go and create new, like, you know, ugly ads or like expect like high product ads from something like this. But it is useful, and we have had many, many winners come from ArcAds creators. Hundreds of thousands of dollars profit to be spent, like I said at the top of the video. So check them out by clicking the link in the description. If you enjoyed this video, like and subscribe. Drop me a comment on what you want to see more of, and I will see you in the next one.